Will Nvidia hit $10 trillion? Are we gonna see a crash? That's exactly what we're talking about today. As you can see, today we hit almost $5 trillion valuation, by far the most valuable company right now in the US. I'll tell you exactly why. Because Mr. Trump said that maybe, as he just gonna meet with Xi Jinping, that yeah, maybe that's open up to China markets that Nvidia high-end AI chips are maybe gonna be exported to the Chinese. And this, of course, was not valued in the Nvidia stock, and this would mean another high revenue for Nvidia, more billions and billions and more dollars for them because of their GPU chips. And you know what else? It's, yeah, now the most valuable company in the world. For the 4% on today, we're in plus, all fooled by the iBoom, the whole AI thing. And yeah, he's just crushing it, right? So we're gonna take a look where Nvidia will make and are currently making its money from. First of all, as you can see, a biggest part is the data center, and Nvidia was a gaming stock, but as you can see with the AI boom, they're really doing with the data center the most, by far the most revenue. And one thing, what is not valued or will be in the future, because someday the data center will not grow like over 100%. Yeah. It's the automotive and robotics, right? They will continue to grow that, and this will be really big. I'm telling you, this it will be the health of the data center right now. I'm promising you in the next few years. So big changes coming from there. And I've never seen. I know. Just let me know if you ever seen like something like this. This cross profit margin is like fucking crazy. I've almost never seen that, even not on Apple, right? Even on Apple does have these margins. It's absolutely crazy. Um, that's exactly why the earnings are so high. Exactly why the Nvidia stock is just doing year for year, just so fucking. We can take a look at how much percent did we make about the last year. It's fucking crazy. Congratulations, 50% this and on 5 years even 15,000%. And yeah, congratulations to everybody who has this stock. I'm talking now about evaluation and how are we gonna see this. Maybe we hit $10 trillion. And tell you why it's not unrealistic that Nvidia will hit $10 trillion. As you can see, as I said, these gross margins are just absolutely crazy. So you can see here on the profitability, these margins are better than Apple, better than almost any company in the world, and they're doing billions of that. So absolutely fair price earning ratio, considering that they're growing fucking 50% this year, next year over 40%. So this is massive. No Magnificent Seven, even not Tesla, has this kind of growth rates, and that's why I think Nvidia is still not really expensive for that growth rates, because as you can see here, the price earning ratio will go down, and I don't see any stock who has 25 price earning in the Magnificent Seven, and they're fucking yeah, they're crushing the growth rates. That's why it's absolutely okay that they're worth almost $5 trillion. And yeah, another thing to mention on the when you look at Nvidia is that, yeah, like maybe this is not already included on the Chinese market. That's why we also had this spike on 5% this day. And yeah, the only reason what it could happen is when you're seeing these growth rates, when they continue it, they will once hit like growth rates like when you look at Microsoft, right? They're doing for the last year, they're doing 12%. Before they did 20. They will do something like Microsoft. Microsoft is doing under 20%. And as you can see here, 38. and we have for the year when they make 20%, we have a price earning ratio of 25. So we definitely will be higher. And if Nvidia keeps improving and beating the earnings estimating, what they're doing fucking every time, then we will hit $10 trillion. So it's fucking realistically on the math, on the data, to say that in 3 to 4 years, that will hit $10 trillion. It sounds crazy, but it's just 100%. We look at this year, 50%. Mm, I wouldn't say that they are gonna do next year 100%. No, they won't. But in the next 3 or 4, a maximum of 4 years, they have 10 trillion. I promise you. I promise you. So they will still be the number one. And on the risk side, on the risk side, yeah. I mean, you know that I'm not a fan of technical analysis. But I can show you. Everything would say that's hot, but currently on the data, you can say, bro, like this has still potential, and Nvidia has still potential. And what is the risk? The risk is simple. They have insanely gross margins, and also that's why they have insanely profit. What can happen? What can happen, right? It's not normal. Like Apple has such gross margins because they're doing such a great product. And the other phones, they just don't feel like good. Nvidia, I think it's more like not a something of design or something of like a lifestyle product, like AirPods, which are just cool, you know. I think it's more on the quality of what the chip can. It doesn't mean how the chip look, how it smells. It just matter what GPU power it has. And if like AMD or a Chinese company will do a better one, then Nvidia has a problem because they all companies will buy it from the cheaper one if they doing like the same quality. And that's exactly what also I think Nvidia is cooperating with like Uber and stuff like that to just be also in the robotics game, be in the self-driving car game for the chips. Like they're securing themselves to just that they are not dependent um, if the market or other companies also have these kind of chips, and that's a risk. That's a risk they have, losing the profitability, also then losing the estimates of the earnings. That's a risk. And honestly, this is the only risk that Nvidia has. And yeah, I mean, trade wars, obviously, but even if trade war, they're just still doing billions and billions of dollars. So this is the only risk. Seeing the other growth rates is everything goes like the plan Nvidia has. We're gonna hit like, as you say, $10 trillion in a few years. So maybe $400, $400 in the next 3 years. Maybe in the next year, it depends. It really depends on the market, on the like on the companies who are doing chips, if they're doing better, or if Nvidia keeps just having the best models. If they do so, and they have a good chance to do that, but it's difficult, then they will hit like 10. I don't think that they will do another 50% after that. I don't think it. But they will do like 10-20% next year. Also with the risk of upside potential, but upside potential is like, always a crash can happen, like we had in March, all right. But as you can see, this is just a buying opportunity, right? So if it falls down, I will buy it, and absolutely holding. And today we grew like 5%. This is a bit too impulsive, right? So maybe if we have some bad news, but on the long term, it's just a buy. It's just a buy on the long term. So yeah, definitely recommend it. And one of the best stocks of the craziest companies in the world. Please subscribe my channel. My channel's new, so hope and tell me what stock next to analyze. So we'll dive deep into the data, and hope you guys see in the next video. Leave a like.